So now let us discuss some other example of hybridization. That first one is PCl5, in which phosphorus is the central atom, having the electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1. Here third shell also have d orbitals, but there is no electron in d orbitals. That is the electronic configuration in ground state. Here we can see phosphorus has only 3 half-filled atomic orbital. It means it has the tendency to form only 3 covalent bonds. But in PCl5, phosphorus form 5 covalent bonds. Hence, for this, 1 electron from 3s excited into 3d. So the electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1 and 3d1. Here the d orbital involved is the dz square, as d subshell having 5 orbitals. Among these 5 orbitals, in case of PCl5, 3dz square participate in bonding. So now these 5 orbitals of valence shell, they undergo hybridization. And what is the name of hybridization? sp3d hybridization to form 5 sp3 hybrid orbital. Remember, the shape of hybrid orbital is not spherical. The shape of hybrid orbital is the dumbbell shape, in which one lobe is bigger and one lobe is smaller. So it is our assumption that we assume these hybrid orbital as the square one. Now what about the chlorine electronic configuration? 5 chlorine having the same electronic configuration with atomic number 17, with 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p7. In expanded form 5, it is 3p5, 3px2, 3py2 and 3pz1. Here is the 10 plus 6 and 1, 17, isn't it? So it has one half-filled 3pz atomic orbital. Now this 3pz atomic orbital of each chlorine atom overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of phosphorus to form the covalent bond. Hence here phosphorus having 1 electron in each hybrid orbital. This form covalent bond with 3pz of chlorine. It also form bond with 3pz of second chlorine, 3pz of third chlorine, 3pz of fourth chlorine and 3pz of fifth chlorine. And as we discussed earlier, hybrid orbital form sigma bonds. Hence these are all the sigma bond. There is no pi bond in PCl5 present. So with this hybridization, the geometry of PCl5 is trigonal bipyramidal. As if we discuss its geometry, then it is P out of 5 chlorine, 3 form the triangular shape like this. These are the chlorine and chlorine. This is trigonal. Bipyramidal, it means one chlorine is present above the plane here and one chlorine below the plane. Now here two type of bonds are present. These bonds which form the triangular geometry, these bonds are called as equatorial bonds. So there are 3 equatorial bonds in PCl5, and the bonds which are shown above and below, they are called as axial bonds. These are the axial bonds. So there are 2 type of bond in PCl5. One is equatorial and second one is axial bond. Now if we discuss about the angle, then angle between equatorial bonds, 2 equatorial bonds, that is 120 degree. The angle between 2 equatorial bond is 120 degree, and the angle between equatorial and axial bond, this one is the 90 degree angle. Now one main point about these bonds is axial bond are larger than equatorial bonds. Why it is so? As they experience more repulsion than equatorial bonds. So their length is somewhat larger than equatorial bonds. How? Let us see the geometry again. Here suppose it is the axial bond. It experiences repulsion by 3 equivalent bonds, isn't it? As its distance from equatorial bond is less comparison to second axial bond, hence it experiences more repulsion with equatorial bonds. So one axial bond experience repulsion by 3 equatorial bond. And if we discuss about that equatorial, then these 3 equatorial bonds oriented at in a direction with respect to each other, that they have the minimum repulsion. But if we discuss about its repulsion with axial bond, then each equatorial bond experience repulsion by two axial bond. Lesser the bond, less is the repulsion, more is the bond, more is the repulsion. Hence, due to this more repulsion experienced by axial bond, their bond length is somewhat larger than equatorial bond. That is the main question from here, which is almost discussed in the exam, that describe the hybridization in PCl5, and with addition it can be asked that why the axial bonds are larger than equatorial bonds. So the answer is that they experience more repulsion in comparison to equatorial bond. Okay. Similarly, you explain PCl5, SbCl5, same having the sp3 dehybridization. Okay. Here one point also which is to be remembered, that the d orbital which participate in sp3d hybridization, it is dz square orbital. So the next example is SF6, sulfur with atomic number 16. Its electronic configuration is 3s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3px, 3py, 3pz. Here 12 are distributed, remaining are 4. Then 3px 2, 3py1 and 3pz1. It also have vacant d orbitals. There is no electron in the d orbitals of sulfur. Now in the molecule it forms 6 bond, hence it should have 6 half-filled atomic orbital, but in its ground state it has only 2 half-filled orbital. So one electron first jump from 3px to 3d, then electronic configuration is 3s2, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1, 3dz square 1. It is called as first excited state. First excited state in which sulfur having 4 half-filled atomic orbital. Still we require 6 half-filled atomic orbital. So same one electron from 3s excited to other d orbital as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1, and the d orbitals here used are, one is 3dz square and another one is dx square minus y square. It is called as second excited state of sulfur. Now we have 6 half-filled atomic orbital which undergo sp3d2 hybridization and give 6 new equivalent orbitals. These orbitals are called as sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. Okay, now we have 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. Discuss about fluorine, having atomic number 9 with electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. Here it has one half-filled atomic orbital which overlap with sp3d2 hybrid orbitals of sulfur. Each hybrid orbital having one electron. So these overlap with 2pz of first fluorine, 2pz of second fluorine, 2pz of third fluorine, 2pz of fourth fluorine, 2pz of fifth fluorine and 2pz of sixth fluorine. So this one is the overlapping which give SF6 octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometry. So making its structure, it is like, that is the central atom sulfur, which is surrounded by 6 fluorine atoms, position at same distance from sulfur. Same distance from sulfur. And if we discuss about the angle between two bonds, then it become 90 degree. So this is the for geometry link each bond with other. By joining these bonds, it gives the geometry and structure of the compound. So this one is the octahedral geometry. Okay. Similarly, that is TeF6. Here it also have the octahedral geometry as tellurium is present in the same group as sulfur. So with these examples we concluded that make a required number of half-filled atomic orbital as the number of monovalent atoms present in the molecule. So with this, do yourself with the molecule IF7. Remember, we have 7 half-filled atomic orbital at fluorine such that they undergo hybridization and overlap with 2pz half-filled atomic orbital of fluorine. Give this molecule pentagonal bipyramidal geometry with hybridization sp3d3. Here in this case, the d orbitals which participate in bonding are dxy, dxz and dyz. Okay, now taking other examples in which central atom has lone pair. For example, ammonia. Ammonia has a lone pair at nitrogen. Nitrogen is the central atom. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px, 1, 2py1 and 2pz1 with atomic number 7, 4 plus 3. Now here it has 3 half-filled atomic orbitals, but as we already discussed the conditions of hybridization, not only half-filled, fully filled atomic orbitals also participate in hybridization. Hence, first, here there is no need to excite the electrons from lower energy to higher energy. Hence, directly these 4 orbitals undergo hybridization, that is sp3 hybridization, to give 4 hybrid orbitals, in which one have 2 electron and other having 1 electron each. Now this is the lone pair present on nitrogen, and these 3 they overlap with 1s of a hydrogen atom to form sigma bond. It also overlap with 1s of second hydrogen atom again to form sigma bond, and it also overlap with 1s of a hydrogen atom to form sigma bond. So this was the overlapping in NH3. This overlapping give trigonal pyramidal geometry to NH3, represented as this one is the centered nitrogen, which is bonded with 3 hydrogen, and 1 extra electron pair is present at nitrogen, which do not participate in bonding in ammonia. If we discuss about its angle, then it is 107 degree. This angle is 107 degree. So this is the NH3. Similarly, you describe the hybridization in PCl3, in NF3, in H3O positive. Okay, do these examples yourself. Taking one more example in which central atom having lone pairs, that is H2O. Central atom is oxygen. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py, 2pz. After putting one electron in each 2p, pairing is started. As oxygen having 8 electron, then it has 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1. Now it has 2 half-filled atomic orbital, and also 2 atoms are bonded with oxygen, so there is no need to excite the electron. Hence, these 4 orbitals of same shell undergo sp3 hybridization to give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, in which 2 having a pair of electron and other 2 with 1 electron each. Now these half-filled hybrid orbitals, they overlap with 1s of hydrogen one s of a hydrogen to form sigma bond, and these are present as lone pair on oxygen. Okay, so its geometry it is called as bent shape, or it is also called as a V shape. With sp3 hybridization. So, due to the presence of a lone pair in NH3 and H2O, their structure is not symmetrical. Their geometry is unsymmetrical, irregular geometry, with oxygen in the center, 2 hydrogen and 2 lone pair are present. So this one is the structure of water. If we discuss about the angle in water, then it is 104 degree 5 minutes. Okay. Similarly, do other example such as SO2, such as F2O, NH2 negative, SCl2, and etc. They have the similar bent shape with same hybridization. Now discuss some points which asked in the examination related to hybridization, that is effect of electronegativity of central atom on bond angle. So it already discussed in the previous sections. For example, explain it with an example. For example, NH3, PH3, ASH3, BiH3. If we see here, the bond angle in ammonia is 107 degree. It is 39.4 degree, 91.5 degree, and in this case it is 91.20 degree. What we see, as we move down in the hydride of group number 15, bond angle decreases. So why it is so? So it depends upon the size of central atom and its electronegativity. So as we move, the reason is, as we move down the group, size of central atom, top to bottom size increases, and electronegativity decreases, isn't it? So what it means that electronegativity decreases? Its power to attract the electron, bonded electron, it decreases. Hence, bond pairs of electrons, that the electrons of bond pairs move away from central atom, which results decrease in repulsion between them hence bond angle decreases. So this bond angle decreases due to the decrease in the repulsion between these bonds around the central metal atom, which is the result of decreasing the electronegativity of central atom. Hence, as we move in the same type of molecules of a particular group, bond angle decreases. Similarly, if we see the effect of electronegativity, now we take here surrounded atoms on bond angle. Taking an example, for example, PF3, PCl3, PBr3 and PI3. If we see here the angle, then the value of angle is 97. Here is 101.5 degree, and in this case 102 degree. There is no need to learn these angles, just focus on the variation of bond angle value with electronegativity. So here we see, as the electronegativity of surrounding atom decreases, bond angle decreases. So the reason is the similar, as electronegativity of surrounding atoms increases. We take here increases, they attract bond pair electrons more toward themselves. Hence, bond pair electrons move away from central atom, due to which repulsion between them decreases. Therefore, bond angle also decreases. Okay, so as we move from iodide to fluoride, then bond angle decreases. Why? Because electronegativity increases, which results less repulsion between these bonded pair of electrons, hence bond angle decreases. So this is the hybridization. In next topic, we study how to find out hybridization directly by applying a formula.